Well guys, here it is. I bought another Ram ProMaster City van because I loved it so much. This time around, it's a 2020 model and the front as well as the rear bumper is...
Sound production, take two.
And this time, it's a used 2020 model with 27,000 miles, and it has a white front and rear bumper. So it's a little bit different than my other van, and I think I got a pretty good deal. I paid $25,000 for it, and considering the type of market that we're currently in, I think that's a good price. But I'm sure in a couple of years, if I watch this video again, I'll probably think to myself that I paid way too much. So here we are. This van is a one-owner van, and the van is obviously used, so they probably used it to haul stuff, and it was probably a corporate vehicle. But that being said, it doesn't really matter what the surface area looks like because it's all going to be covered up once I'm done with the build installation. But regardless, just like my other van, it's got a couple of cool features that I'm really happy about, especially things like a backup camera. Other features are power side mirrors, which I didn't have on my other van. And then of course, as you can see, it has factory rear windows along with the defroster and wipers, which is a huge plus. Otherwise, I would have to upgrade them, and it's about $1,000 if I did that. So this saved me a ton of money. And then last but not least, underneath here, it's got a spare tire, which is something that's absolutely necessary, especially when you're traveling. Although my last vehicle was a 2021 and I purchased it brand new, this one is used. And the tires are kind of new, I would say. I think just by looking at them, they have about 5,000 miles at most. But regardless, it feels really good to have a spare down below. And then besides that, it has a backup camera just like my other one. And the last thing that I'm really happy about is that it has 3 months remaining of the factory warranty, which covers it bumper to bumper. And it still has 2 years of powertrain warranty for the engine and the transmission. In between the 2 years, if it has any issues, I could always take it back. So that's definitely a peace of mind, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I purchased used and in the year that I did. There are also a couple of quality of life improvements that I plan to make because we are in 2023. Well, nearing 2024 now. And this car is pretty outdated when it comes to electronics. So I'm probably going to get an Apple CarPlay module. So this way it's easier to travel with because Apple CarPlay makes things really easy for navigation and everything else that you want to use inside of your phone. But that's really inexpensive because I saw a whole bunch of them on Amazon for less than $100. That's number one. Number two, the hubcaps on this car are really old and grungy looking, and I think it has cracks in different places. So I saw a set of 4 on eBay for $65. So that's another thing I'm going to upgrade with the van. And number 3, which is very important, just like my other van, I'm going to get 5% tint in the rear and 20% tint in the front. I love the fact that in my other van, I had the windows open and no one could see inside of it, and no one really bothered Rambo and I, and we were really comfortable in it. So we're gonna have the same experience once again. So now let's talk about the exciting stuff, because I know you guys are super excited and so am I, and that is the build. Obviously it's gonna be decked out just like my other one, and I can't wait. But this time around, I'm gonna need your assistance on this. I want your opinion if I should build my own van this time from scratch, or should I go with the Cascade Camper? Now, I know Cascade Camper has made tons of improvements. Stuff that I complained about in the past have all been rectified. They've upgraded the refrigerator, they've added a small gray water tank, they've also upgraded the electrical system by adding a 100 amp hour lithium battery, which I complained about in the past. Besides that, the other option that they give you now is the ability to add insulation. Now, all these are extra costs, obviously, but there is a negative because the price of the Cascade Camper has gone up to about $10,000, I believe. So with tax, we're talking close to $11,000. Nonetheless, with all the upgrades, I still think it's a fantastic deal because when I purchased it a year ago, I still had to add an additional $2,500 to $2,700 just to get the upgrades. So now with all the upgrades, it's cheaper than what I paid before. So with that said, there's tons of improvements and I'm really excited about the Cascade Camper build this time, but I'm also excited this time around about maybe diving into it and creating this from scratch myself. I'm really not a builder. I'm not exactly sure how it works, and I don't have the space for it. So these are some really tough decisions, and maybe you can help me out. Leave a comment down below. And now let's talk about some of the goals I have for this channel, the van, and Rambo and I, because this is kind of like van life 2.0, if you want to call it that. As you guys know, I already have my apartment, so the apartment's not going anywhere. I'm not going to be living inside of the van, and the van is mostly going to be used for travel and leisure purposes. Travel-wise, we're just going to continue where we last left off. We're going to be traveling parts of the United States, Mexico, as well as Canada. Of course, weather permitting. Leisure-wise, I really miss my time inside of the camper because I can come to a place like this, I can make breakfast, I can make lunch, and I can make dinner just by the ocean, and it's a gorgeous view and the weather is absolutely beautiful. This little space here, it's really comfortable when I had it, and I could imagine myself spending a lot of time inside the van because I have an internet business. I can sit here with my laptop, get work done, as opposed to staying inside my apartment, which can probably get a little bit lonely and boring at the same time. So Rambo and I are constantly outdoors, but at the same time, this place is like a little home away from home. Besides that, in and around San Diego, there's a lot of cool places that we can camp out. So we're going to be doing some stealth camping. We're going to be doing some camping by the ocean once again. There's a lot of cooking episodes that I have in mind. And as you guys know from my previous episodes, I love to cook. So I'm definitely going to be making some cooking episodes for you guys. And I hope you're going to enjoy watching Rambo and I eat some really delicious meals inside this little van. So considering that I'm starting brand new with this van, I highly recommend that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, because there's a lot of great content coming. In future episodes, I'm going to be discussing with you the build that I'm going to be doing and deciding which one I'm going to make, because I'm going to read all your comments and then I'm going to take everything into consideration. So regardless if it's a self-build or going back to a Cascade camper, I'll definitely make an announcement video and let you guys know exactly what I'm doing. Besides that, I'm going to be doing some quality of life improvements to the van itself, so I'll be making updates for that. But regardless, guys, here's a little montage I put together for you from all the other episodes where we did van life, traveling, sleeping inside of it, etc. They're really great memories, and believe me when I tell you this, I go back sometimes and I watch those episodes, and as a result of watching those episodes, I was craving to get another one, and I'm really happy I did. Anyway, enjoy it and let me know what you think of it. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my very first episode. My name is Will, and this is the start of my van life journey. I am headed to Nevada City to install my Cascade camper build. Finally made it to Cascade camper, and there is my van getting overhauled with the Cascade camper build.
So yeah, the floor goes in as one whole component.
All right. All right, so my Frisbee slash plate is clean. Unfortunately, I don't have any sauce, but that's okay. Just because it's a van doesn't mean it doesn't have to feel like home. We are ready to go. It's almost getting dark. In a few minutes, it'll be pitch black. But now is the difficult decision. What do I choose? Do I choose the ribeye steak or do I choose the lamb chops? Well, this here looks almost to be done. What do you guys think? I think so. I guess you can say this is the start of our journey. We're out here in the desert, but there's plenty more of America to explore. And me and this little guy right here, we're going to be exploring a lot more terrain similar to this. But mountains, deserts, snow, everything you can imagine, including water. So we'll see what happens in the future, but for now, I'm just loving this. This is absolutely epic and amazing. All